How's it going, everybody, and welcome back to Valheim. So today we're going to be building a dock with sort of a shipping or storage area, I guess, just so it kind of looks like this had some human interaction there. So this is the area I decided to pick out to do this build, and I just kind of want to talk through kind of what I was thinking at the time when I was building this. When I build in Valheim, I just kind of wing it and just see kind of how it goes as I'm doing it, so that's kind of how this one started off. Like, I had the idea that I wanted to build a dock, but I wasn't really sure how I would build it, so yeah, I just kind of started doing stuff and see how it worked out. So obviously the first thing I did was kind of try to make a bit of flat ground so that I could make sort of the foundations of the kind of storage area, I suppose. I do end up bringing it out a little bit more throughout the build just because I needed a little bit more space and stuff. I kind of wasn't happy with it at the end, but that's something I can always go back to and change later on. So I started making the foundations kind of with the log poles, the 4-meter ones. They look way nicer than the actual normal wooden poles, personally, to me. I like that they actually look like logs and not just kind of sawn wood, I suppose. I just think it looks a bit more primitive, but in a good way, and kind of more homely and cozy and stuff. I just prefer them to be the foundations and stuff of pretty much all my builds, to be honest. So when it came to putting down some of the flooring, I thought I would alternate the direction of the wood floor just to try and give it some sort of a pattern. I didn't really know how it was going to work out. I just thought I'd give it a try, and it actually turned out quite nice. I think there's a lot of opportunity to make a lot of very cool patterns and stuff with just the flooring, just by changing the directions of them and stuff, so it's something that I just kind of winged and turned out good, so maybe I'll try something else in the future. So just to kind of make sure that I wasn't making just kind of a square or a rectangle, I decided to bring the front of the storage area out a little bit, just so that you have this kind of like porch area that I don't know, it just brings it out a little bit, so you've got a bit of a difference between the entrance and the main building. So when it came to the walls for this main part, I thought I'd just try and do something different with the 26-degree wood beams and just kind of make the wall look filled in, but also so you can see through. I didn't want to just put like normal walls in, because I wanted it to be kind of open and be able to see through it pretty much from wherever you are. So I ended up looking at it, and it looked a little bit small, so I ended up bringing it out one more and slightly into the water as well, just so there was a bit more space, and it would have, I don't know, I think it would have looked a little bit small and a bit cramped if I'd just sort of left it the way it was. Getting the post to go where I wanted in the water was getting a little bit difficult. I'd found troubles with it throughout this whole build. I don't know how you would do it without it being in creative, honestly. I know there's a mod where you can use tools and stuff in water, but that's not something I've downloaded yet, So we kept the theme of the floor going with the alternating floor directions, and then just built up the walls just as the other ones were as well. So next I ended up bringing it down a bit with some stairs. I felt like it was a little bit too high for the water and stuff, so I brought it down a little bit and just decided to build like a little bit of a walkway, kind of a bit of a viewing platform and stuff, just to kind of have a nice little thing for, I don't know, something to look at, I suppose. I decided I didn't want like a pattern with the flooring on this. I just wanted it kind of straight up and down. And then I used the log beams to kind of make like a rail guard, I suppose. Just so it looks like a bit more of a natural thing than the normal wooden beams. So this depth of water and onwards was where I really started to struggle getting the beams to go where I wanted and kind of go into the ground properly. It was a bit of a hassle. I really don't know how you would do this, again, like I've said, without creative mode. So this is the layout I got for where I would be keeping the boat. It's also where I started to realise that the water, if the waves got a bit too high, it was getting a little bit close to coming like over onto the actual platforms. So we just kept the floor going the same way as the rest of this downstairs area, and then adding the logs to the sides to kind of make a little bit of a ledge. Those logs ended up making it difficult later on for some things to be placed, so just keep in mind that if you do want to do this sort of thing, you might want to build the vertical post first before placing these, because I had to pretty much destroy all of these and then replace them. So for the walls for where the boat's going to be kept I just decided to use the wooden crosses, the 45-degree angle ones, just because for the same reason as the upstairs area, I wanted to be able to make it so that the walls weren't fully blocked in and that you could see out through them, and it just makes a nice cool pattern. Once all those were in place, I just used the log poles again just to kind of finish off on top. Just gives it a nice little sort of difference between that and where we can start putting the roof. So next up we started trying to build the roof on the kind of main part to the storage area, I suppose. I just started winging it really. I'm not super great with I think it's like the T-pieces. I don't really know where to put them and stuff, but yeah, I just kind of winged it until something started to look good, and then kind of went from there really. So I decided to put like a little bit of a break and have a bit of contrast sort of in the roof by adding this like half wall section, and then just kind of building more roof from there. I thought it made it look a little bit different and a little bit cool, so yeah, just trying things out as I was going really. So I was pretty much about done with the roof at this point, but then I kind of fell into a little bit of a problem where literally the last couple of top bits started to collapse in on themselves. So I had to kind of go away after this and try and build some structure inside to kind of support the roof a little bit more. So this was the finished roof that I finally ended up with. As you can see on the inside, I have the reinforced sort of poles and stuff to kind of hold up the roof a little bit more. I'm not great with roof structure, like integrity, I guess. So any tips on that would be super appreciated, honestly. So once I was done with the roof of the main part, I moved down to the boathouse to do the roof there. I was going to kind of try and do a similar style to the part on top, but I think I ended up changing it in the end because I wasn't super keen on the way it was turning out. I probably could have just removed this entire clip, honestly, but I just kind of wanted to show you that I pretty much just wing stuff when I'm building in this game. I kind of like to learn as I go and just see how stuff works, and if it doesn't work, then just start over. So here's where I started to change the roof of the boathouse. I kind of opted for this arch idea. I kind of wish, looking back now, I'd brought the arch out one more so that from where that gap is, kind of started from there, because that gap was really annoying to fill in. Yeah, I think it looks pretty nice considering. There was definitely some areas of this part where I really struggled to kind of fill in the gaps. I think it was just the shape of not having it as a kind of a full square and stuff. It was a little bit awkward to try and fill in, but we managed something, and I don't think it looked too bad in the end, so I won't complain at it. And there we have it. That's our dock with kind of a shipping storage area, I suppose. It was really fun to build. I learnt a few things while doing it, but there's so much you can do with all the building in this game. So, I mean, if anyone's got any tips or anything that they would like to see me try and build, then just let me know, and I'll give it a go, I suppose. So, with all that being said, thank you very much for watching. Like it if you like it, dislike it if you dislike it, and I'll catch you in the next one.